Last but not least, the last thing I wanted to touch on is something that a lot of people have been asking me is, oh, you gonna come back and start dropping videos on YouTube regularly? I would like to. I'll see what kind of content I'm gonna focus on. There's a few reasons. Why I haven't been as active on YouTube in the last, couple of years actually. Let's just start with that. Let's start from what was my most famous, or we can say infamous to some people, video, right? So the Odiebi Radko Mladic. When that dropped, it was like a whirlwind. For the first 4 weeks, to maybe even 5-6 weeks, it was all over the news in Balkans, former Yugoslav region in particular, Bosnia specifically, particularly. I had people from all over the region saying, yeah, man, thumbs up, big up. Like, plenty of Serbian people hitting me up as well, like, yo, big up. And, like I say, 6-7 weeks in, the tide, no, I wouldn't say the tide changed, that's maybe extreme, but I got the other side of the coin, to use that metaphor again. Now I remember my boy Ennis, who was back in BH, and he called me on Skype and he said, "Oh, like Nick, you're on the Boston News." I was like, "How's that possible? I'm in London right now." He said, "No, not like you, but the video that you did, like the video you did is on the Boston News." Or I can't remember which news channel it was particularly, because it was on various news channels, but whatever. He told me he saw it. Well, he said it was on the news that day, and I said, "Did you see it?" He said, "No, I didn't see it, but my dad saw it at work." And I hadn't met his father at this point, so I asked him, like, "Wait, hold on, I haven't met your dad yet. How did you know it was with me?" And he said, "Look, my dad called me. And he said there's a black guy on the news talking about Bosnia and Mladic. It must be your friend Nick." I was like, so I went and Google searched it out, the station, and there it was on the news. And the craziest thing, well, I'm jumping forward too much. Let me go back to what I was saying about the other side of the coin, right? So then 6-7 weeks in, I got a message from somebody in Belgrade, totally different. I was like, "Yo, Nick, you in the newspapers." And I was like, okay, this whole tone is totally different. And I remember a couple of people telling me, "Oh, don't go to Serbia again," and this and that. No, it was nothing, man. Like, when I went back to Serbia like a few months after, I remember going back to Belgrade, and nobody attacked me or anything like that. Like, it was just there was kind of a coldness, I would say, which I wasn't used to, because like I'm used to warm hospitality in the Balkans. There was like a lot of people giving me the side eye, like, "Oh, that's the guy that said Odiebi Radko Mladic." Basically, all my friends bar one, like, didn't want to hang out with me. So yeah, there was an effect, but like it wasn't what people were saying. Like you're gonna go there and get stabbed and whatever. Like to be honest with you, the most aggressive people towards me were Bosnian Serbs, not Serbs in Serbia. So that was like a waking up moment for me, because I was not aware of how severe the divide in Bosnia was until that moment. So that moment it was like a gift and a curse. It was like, boom, okay, you made kind of a positive impact, or at least to a particular percentage of people. I would argue the majority. But that minority of people that didn't like it allowed enough to pour water over those, pour over the fire that was burning, of people saying, yeah, look, this guy's supporting us and whatever. Because that's the initial reason why I made the video. Like I said, I wasn't aware of how deep the divide was. So it was just, I remember sitting in London with a friend from Zagreb who was dating a dude in London. So we were at her boyfriend's house, and it just came on the news, like, Racon Match has been found, blah 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 blah. And I remember loads of people talking about in the UK, talking about it, but not really knowing what was going on. So then I just thought, okay, look, a lot of people are talking about the situation, not really knowing what's going on in the UK. So I'm going to make this video for two reasons. I'm going to show support to my friends in Bosnia, and show my perspective on it to people in the UK, kind of. So, that's what I did. And I was commenting on something serious, but my style then was always to inject humor into things. I mean, that was that's how I've been growing up in general. I always handled stuff with humor. I've always handled dark shit with humor, but particularly stuff from my own life. So that's how I went about it. Like I made my points. They were a bit flamboyant and over the top. You had all the cursing, and yeah, so it had that humorous factor, because I think that's what kicked the video off, because people in the Balkans can basically relate to that, like adding humor into darkness. Like the Balkans has a real great way of a great culture of dark humor. So yeah, man, that was that. But I bring it up to say a few different things, because a lot of my content on YouTube was I won't say it was all political, but there was a lot of political aspects to a lot of the content I was putting out, even if it was very humorous. And there was a stage where I could see my content was getting buried, and so you kind of feel like your voice is getting silenced in that situation. Like to talk about from Lad's video again in particular, at the time, I remember so many re-uploads of the video, like, or at least sections of the video. You had, of course, the news stations uploaded it to their YouTube channels. You had all these articles, news portals who were writing about it. And like when you put Smooth Deep in Google, it would, like, you know, that auto prompt comes up and it'll be like Smooth Deep Rackon Radic. There was always that kind of connection, which now isn't like that. Which I'm happy about, actually. I'm happy there isn't that direct connection when you put my name into Google. But the interesting thing is that all of that content is gone. Like all those news articles, you can't find them online. All them re-uploads on YouTube, you can't find them. Like if you specifically put in like Odiyebi Rakonma, just the only thing that will come up is the video that I did, but not all the other social commentary that was made around it. So you got to think, like, who makes it happen? I'm saying, and I'm just one guy, and I'm against that, whatever that is. Yeah, so over time that started to increase, like just in general. I was getting a lot of people. Again, maybe not a lot of people, but a significant minority of people flagging my shit to the point where I started to lose visibility on YouTube. So then, you know, I'm putting stuff out, it's not even getting to my subscribers, and you just kind of lose motivation. So that was the primary thing. Like, people say, oh, why aren't you putting out more videos? Don't feel like it. Basically, don't feel like it. Like, but the longer explanation is related to losing visibility. You know, and I put a lot of effort into my stuff, the editing and, you know, post production and everything. So and then it's not even getting to your own subscribers. What the fuck? Cool. It's yeah. So that's the main thing. That's the main thing. The secondary thing is at a certain point it felt like I became a caricature of myself, or at least not necessarily me becoming a caricature of myself in my daily life, but the perception of me was a caricature of myself because of the persona that I was putting out, which is, I can't blame people for that, because like I said, I always 99% of the time dealt with everything with humor. So then there was this perception that I'm just this guy who's always like on. I'm just on all the time. I'm just always ready to crack jokes, and I have my quiet days. Like even if you ask people who grew up around me from high school, even university, there's some people that would say, yeah, Nick's a quiet guy. And some people say, Nick's wild. Like, he's always like first of all, different people bring out different aspects of your personality. That's the first thing. And I think that's the same for anybody. Like, a well-rounded human being has different aspects to their personality, and different people will bring those different things out of you. Different situations will bring those different things out of you. And sometimes just the way you're personally feeling, generally, will dictate which part of your personality you bring out. So one particular thing that stuck in my mind is this Bosnian dude who was living in London in Shoreditch. He hit me up on Facebook and he was like, yeah, we need to hang out, blah blah blah, you know. Yeah, you know, it's cool. It'll be cool to hang around with with another Bosnian. So like we linked up on weekend, and you know, we spent the day together. We hung out. We went to this club at night, and then like I remember the next morning, him saying, you know what I thought you would be like. I was, what do you mean? Like, you're really quiet. You're not that lively. And it just happened that in that moment of time, I just wasn't feeling that lively. Also, I think it's also partly I wasn't feeling that lively. And also partly I just think it was the dynamic I had with him in particular didn't bring that side of my personality out. But of course, the persona he had of me was just this, empty Michael, that's, you know, like just a comedian, yeah, and that's just part of me. Do you know what I mean? So I think, long story short, I felt like I was being put in a box. Basically, I was being put in a box, and I wasn't feeling it. Like people was expecting particular content from me, and then if I didn't deliver that, they're like, "Oh, what's this?" Like, I remember one particularly walking into Slugger in Sarajevo one time, and this dude who was I think he was diaspora as well, but he was he'd recently moved back to Sarajevo. But he's from somewhere in the States, and he was like, "Oh, Smooth, what up, bro?" Started talking to me and whatever. He's like, "Yo, so how come you're not dropping videos anymore?" And I just dropped the video the previous week. I said, "No, I dropped a video last week." And he's like, yeah, but not that kind of video. That was shit. And I was like, what? He's like, come on, be honest, you know that was shit. I liked the video. Basically, I met this group of travelers in Sarajevo. Scottish dude, big up Grey Goose King. if you see this video, German dude and French girl, and it was a Tuesday in Sarajevo, like, so that's dead. And they were like, "Yeah, what's going on in Sarajevo now?" And I was like, "Okay, let me try and show you some spots." We went to Slugger. Slugger was closed. We ended up the jazz spot. Houdini. My mind is frazzled at the moment. But yeah, so we ended up at the jazz spot, and they were talking about we're going to Belgrade. Is it Belgrade? Yeah. We went to Belgrade first. So yeah, they were like, "Yeah, we're going to Belgrade. We're going to Belgrade on the weekend. Do you want to come?" I was like, "What time you guys leaving?" They told me what time they were leaving. I was working at Birch University at the time, so I said to them, "Look, I'm going to be working by the time you're leaving, but if you can pick me up at Elijah, then I can roll with you guys." So they're like, "Okay, yeah, be at Elijah at this time, etc." So I left work, got my bag, met them, jumped in the car, and then there was something about the conversation they were having. It just clicked to me that they didn't know each other before coming to Bosnia. So I was like, "Hold on, you guys don't know each other?" They're like, no, we all met the same night that we met you. So it was just like four strangers in the car going to Belgrade. And basically I vlogged the whole journey and edited it, did a commentary on it, put it on YouTube, and I really liked the video, but apparently that was shit because I wasn't being a clown and I wasn't, busting the jokes and whatever. So that was another thing, kind of just demotivated me to put out content. It's like, well, I can only do one thing, which is another thing, going back to this concept of people not knowing how to debate. When I did talk about like political things, when people agree with you, they're like, yeah, big up. And when they don't agree with you, it's, you're just a musician, shut up. We don't want to hear your views. Really? So, because I'm a musician, I can't have a view on something that's going on in society. I can't have a view on politics because, okay, that's logical. Like, come on, man. So, yeah, I'm not going to say not being able to express myself, because I did express myself regardless of what people said they wanted from me or not. But being put into a box was another annoying thing. And then obviously with my content being kind of buried, and those two things together, it's like, what the fuck? And then like I slowly just started producing content less. But yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see what the rest of the year brings. We'll see what the rest of the year brings. So I'm gonna leave it there because I think I'm dragging it out. But the last thing, people asking about new music and whatever. So I'm definitely working on new shit. The Barack Obama project was originally meant to be an EP. It's looking like it's gonna end up being an LP. Because I'm just taking my time with it. Those of you who followed me from MySpace time, I've mentioned this before, but for those of you who are not aware, I used to drop like a new song every week. Like every Monday there'd be a new song. I did that for a period of like 6 months in a particular year. So 6 months of a particular year, I was dropping a new song every day. But then after that, it was like every Monday, Tuesday, I'd have a new song. But there was a particular 6 month period back in the MySpace days where I was dropping a new song literally every day, and it was enjoyable in the sense I was in the zone. I was in that, like, I was just on this hot streak. But at the same time, it's like the downside of working like that was you don't polish your work. Like, so all these little kinks out there, like, you've released it, it's out there, people have heard, you know what I mean? You can't polish it. So now I'm just like, it's not about how fast I do this. It's about how well I make it. Like, I've said this before, but one of the things that always bugs me is like when lyricists, whether it's rapper, whether you're a singer, whatever it is, poet, whatever it is, I wrote this in 15 minutes, and then they recite it, and this sounds like, well, it sounds like you wrote it in 15 minutes. Like, I think you need to work on that a bit more. Or producer, I made this beat in 10 minutes, and it's like, yeah, it needs some work. Like, just doing things fast doesn't make it good. You know what I mean? Like, it's impressive that you can come up with a general concept that fast, and cool, that's great. But if it sounds raggedy, it sounds raggedy. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man. That's it for me. I'm gonna end this little ramble. Last thing I will say, actually, you may have noticed that my YouTube channel has the little music symbol next to it, so it's an official music artist YouTube channel. I know there's a couple of artists that follow me. If you've got a YouTube page, if you've got a YouTube channel, first of all, you should have a YouTube channel. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, go and make one. If you've got, I think it's a minimum of 3 official releases, I would suggest that you upgrade it to an official artist music channel. It's pretty straightforward. There's plenty of videos out there that explain how to do it. Alternatively, you can hit me up and I will give you a print screen of the email that I sent to YouTube, and you can just follow that format and boom, that's it. Do it all. Alright. Vidimo se. Ciao.